Hey guys, and welcome to Redemption Creative. I'm Rami, and today we're going to be creating a logo in just under 10 minutes. I'm going to be showing you guys a few tools, and hopefully you guys will be able to use those tools to your advantage and create yourself a nice clean logo for whatever it is that you need it for, or really simply for anyone out there looking to just improve their Illustrator skills. Now, if you guys don't already have Illustrator, feel free to check out the description below for a free trial link to Adobe Illustrator and other Adobe programs. I'm going to start off by creating a new document, 1920 by 1080. Right guys, so once you're in Illustrator, what you're going to want to do is get a reference image to use for your logo that you have in mind. Right now I've got this picture of a lion. I've dropped the opacity up here down at 50%. That way we can still see the image, but we can also see the paths that we create with the pen tool. What you want to go ahead and do is, once you have that set up, you want to press Ctrl 2 or just simply click the padlock key in the layers panel to lock the layer so that it doesn't go moving about while you're working on your logo. Go ahead and select the pen tool and start creating lines off your reference image, and this is going to depend on your taste and what you want to achieve with the logo. So with this logo, I'm really looking for as little cut corners as I can. So what I mean by that is, this is my center point. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to be going like seven different angled points inside there. So this is as far as I want to go with that, and then bring it in and then up. So I'm going and highlighting the main features of the lion. Now I want to go straight across, but I don't want to be waving my mouse around trying to guess. So you can just simply hold shift and click, and that'll give you a nice straight line. I want to zoom in with the mouse scroll button and holding Alt. I'm then going to select holding shift. I'm going to click and drag to continue off of the actual previous path. I'm going to come down here and then shift across, and then press escape to get out of that. You can press V to reselect your selection tool, and you can click away just to see what that's looking like. Right now it doesn't look like too much, but we'll get there eventually. Hold shift. We also want to give him a bit of a jaw, or a chin, sorry. And then I'm going to hold shift to make sure this line is straight, and I'm going to line it up, make sure it's lined up with the top and the middle. I might go just to there. Yep, that seems good. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to go to the direct selection tool. So this is what I mean. You're going to have to do a lot of trial and error. So you might go back on points and reconfigure, realign, re-straighten, or do whatever with them, because you won't notice them when starting. So that was obviously a high point up here where I want it to be a straight line down to here in line with that. So I'm going to hold shift and drag my mouse along until the pink line shows me that it's in line with the bottom. I'm going to go ahead, press V. That cancels out the pen. Now I could go ahead and trace the whole thing, but that would obviously take more time. So what we're going to do is going to highlight our paths, hold Alt, we're going to click and just drag, holding shift as well, just to drag it straight across. We're going to right click, transform, reflect, vertical, and then drag that back in until our paths connect, as you can see. Now we can zoom in and fine tune this as much as possible using your left and right mouse keys. That'll move them along. But I just want to drag this a bit further across, one over, just like so. Now we can add more distinct details if that's what your logo requires. You can, add using the Curvature tool. All you need to do is click and then click another point and just move your mouse around. You don't even have to hold it, so you can just do that and keep going as long as you want. So what I can do, which I'll show you guys now for an example, I'll click there, click here, and just drag this out, just covering in line with where the mane is of the lion, like so. And then I will duplicate that, reflect it as we did earlier, and just drag that to somewhat centered. We'll highlight all these layers. So what I'm going to show you here is how to get rid of these overhanging layers. So what you want to do is select all the layers involved. You want to come down to your shape builder tool, or click Shift M. You want to scroll in, and as you can see, there's a plus next to the little cursor. We want that to be a minus. So to get that to the minus, you're going to hold Alt, and you're going to hover, click the little paths where you see they turn red, and delete them or get rid of them. As you can see, that cleans it right up. Now what we can do is get rid of the reference image, and it's somewhat working. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play with it a bit more. Now what we're going to do here, we can bring up the weight of the image, and we can play with the curves, the lines, etc. Let me see. We can have curved lines like such. Now I didn't want to include the mane. That was just to show you guys the curvature the curvature tool and its purposes. Right, so what I'm going to do is with the direct selection tool, I'm going to hover over these points, as you can see 1, 2, 3 that I'd like selected. Click, holding shift, I'm going to drag it down. I felt that was a bit too high. I can bring it all the way up, or I can bring it really low, almost to a straight line, like so. So that's a bit more, you know, straight edge. That's a simple way to use the pen tool to create a quick reference image of something that you're after. Now we'll piece this together. So what I've done is I've slightly amended a few things I wanted to change. I've cleaned up a few of my lines. I've still got it in as a path. And what we can do now is go ahead and bring out the pen tool and bring that up to 72. We can select a font. I'm going to go over to some of my saved fonts. Let's see, we'll use Proxima Nova. We can go ahead and write the name of my project. It's project, and hold the Alt Shift, drag that down, and write Lioness. Depending on what your name is, obviously this will vary. I'm gonna bring these up in size, holding Shift to maintain the ratio so it's not out of whack. We're gonna then, let's see, we want to create some contrast between the two, so we're gonna make this bold, and we'll make this light. I'm going to click the top text, and we're going to kern the letters a little and then bring that down. And I think we'll do the same with this, but I want it a bit more stretched out, like so. Now what we can do is I'm going to make a copy of this, bring that up, highlight the two texts that I have. I like to keep originals of these just because what I'm about to do. I'm going to create outlines. That way these are now objects that I can use. I'm going to align them up here once you select it over them. Click here, horizontal align left, and then I can hold shift and drag from the corner till that lines up like that. I'm going to highlight the two and group them. Now what we're going to do with this is do the same thing. We're going to bring that up here. That's the original stroke lines if we ever want to go back and make edits. I'm going to go to object, well, with the logo highlighted, selected. Object, expand, okay. And now as you can see, it's become a shape. So these are all shaped layers. We're going to highlight over that, group that all together. So now that's all one object. And now the type is also one. And line them up like so. Maybe we'll center them in the middle. So once that's centered, what we can do now is play with color. I'm going to create a massive rectangle box from here. I'm going to change the fill to a yellowish, not too bright, not too dark, just like so. Right click, make sure the rectangle is selected, and go arrange, center the back. You could also do this by just dragging it, but as you can see, we've got a lot of layers from the parts up here from the original. And let's see, we can select our logo and our text, and we can change the color of that, say a bright orange. You can also make amendments, changes, colors, whatever you want. So what I do want to try out, actually, I'm going to drag that over to here. I'm going to bring this straight back down in line with our text. We can play around with positioning of the type. You can have it like this. So I can group these two. Now that these are grouped, I can hold shift, click the background layer, and just straighten that all out, and then do that. There's quicker ways to do this, but just to show you guys now. So I'm going to select these layers. These layers haven't been expanded. I'm going to go to the stroke menu and bring the weight up a fair bit, and see how we can play with this. So I think that would be, I want to bring these down a little though. There we go, just like that. Now I'm going to group this. I want to make another copy, holding Alt, dragging. I'm going to select that and go to object, expand, okay, and then group. And then I'm going to select that with the text to make sure that's aligned straight. And we're going to press I, and then just copy the color of the text. And that's all there really is to it. A quick and easy tutorial using the pen tool in Illustrator in just under 10 minutes. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please drop a like and comment letting me know what you thought. And also let me know if there's anything else you want to learn. I'll be sure to take all comments into consideration in upcoming videos. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.